Hi everyone, it's come to the final episode of Game On, where we wrap up all the grand finals of the GVL and Murray Football League, which were played this weekend.
Yep, we're going to start in the Murray League, and in the football seniors we had Nathalia taking out a third straight premiership with an impressive 10-point win against Numurkah. There were 6 goals up at quarter time with a really strong win down at Rumballara. They used that, as we said, 6-goal lead at quarter time, but Numurkah, they've been probably the best team all season really, and they fought back, made a contest of it, and they were pretty close at 3-quarter time. Having that win in the last quarter, you thought perhaps Numurkah would be able to roll over the top of them. Nathalia just a little bit too much class in the big moments and able to hold on by 10 points. But a little bit closer to home in the under-17s, we had Moama taking out a 4th straight premiership, beating Goulburn, who went into the game undefeated. They beat them by 6 points. It was just an awesome contest, really, back and forth all day, and probably what we expected from clearly the two best under-17 teams this season. Pretty strong wind, as we said, and Goulburn used that to get a 2-point lead into that final change. They even kicked the first goal of that last quarter, and it looked like it would be a bit of a problem for Moama in terms of winning the game, but their big players just stepped up, and Callum Doyle, who was great in the midfield, he snapped a goal, and then Zach McGregor, he took a big mark and converted from about 40 metres out to put the Mowers in front with a few minutes to play, and they were able to hang on as well. Noah Wheeler, who played a lot of seniors this year, he was given the medal for the best player on the ground, and he was just fantastic. He kicked 3 goals in the second quarter, absolutely tore the game to pieces, and he was also playing some full-back in the third quarter as well, so a very versatile player there. 4 in a row for Moama, just a really impressive effort, isn't it, considering that there's obviously a wide range of players in the team during that period. As we said, Noah was huge. Fraser Verhey as well, he was huge. But Ash DeWin, Jake Kneeburn, Corey Farrell, a few other contributors there. Well, we caught up with Fraser Verhey and Noah Wheeler after the game to get their thoughts on the match.
Pretty wrapped. Probably the biggest thing would be that we weren't on top all year. We were beaten by these blokes twice during the season, and then to get on top of them is just unreal.
Good win. To go undefeated all year is a task to bloody come up against them, and to top them off in a granny, probably the best grand final I've played in with these boys. Bunch been together for 4 years, and now we've got our best one to last, so it's good to be there and win it for the boys and bring it home to the club.
Yeah, thought we might have been a little bit in trouble. They were moving the ball pretty well against the wind, but yeah, we're lucky enough to get a few good kicks nice and deep, and then the forwards use it well.
Bloody going into the wind in that third quarter, we thought, all right, we just got to come even with them at 3-quarter time and come in level pegging or come in with a couple of goals up or something. That coming in with that win, and they got that first clearance, and we thought, oh, we're in a bit of strife here. But boys bounced back real well and just ran the ball along the wing, got it down with the wind, and kicked a couple of goals and just got the job done in the end of it. Just had the ball just come to me and worked out all right. So I don't know. It just happens sometimes. Sometimes the ball comes to you, sometimes it doesn't. So
leading up to a final, it just seems like a normal game for us, but yeah, it was awesome.
Thanks very much for that, boys. And Moama had a team in the 14s grand final too. We thought they might be in a bit of trouble, but they performed really well, but they just got rolled, conceding 2 goals in the final minutes of the match. But it was a fantastic performance nonetheless.
And it's been another domination from the Kyabram Bombers in the GVL in the grand final on Sunday, with a 54-point annihilation in the seniors over Shepparton Bears, makes them the back-to-back premiers. Look, they looked on the ropes early. They were only kicked that 1 point in the first quarter, but they overcame that 7-point deficit at quarter time and never looked trouble in any of the 3 terms following, to end the season undefeated and then top it off with the silverware. Josh Williams, he led the way in disposals, finishing on 27, and Lockie Smith, he finished with 3 goals and a behind for his 100th game. The Bombers, they had a shaky start though, the under-18s going down by 60 points in the end to Shep United. But, you know, it was just that D's Ben McCluskey who really played a strong game and put the D's in front all game. In the reserves, they just got over the line in the end by 1 point over Euroa. Josh Pell, he was instrumental in that last quarter, 17 touches to get them over the line.
Well, in the A-grade netball, Kyabram completed their undefeated season with a 4-goal win against Shep United. We talk a lot about the footballers and how they've been able to go undefeated, but just a really impressive season from the club, isn't it? To have their netballers and their footballers go undefeated, a 4-goal win there. In the B grade, a bit of a heartbreaking loss for Echuca against Benalla. A really even match all game long, but they couldn't quite each into that 4-goal margin at halftime, in the end going down by the same score. It doesn't take away from what was a fantastic season for Echuca's B grade. The same story with the under-17s. They went into the game without 3 of their best players, the whole attacking end, so you take that out of any side and they're obviously going to struggle, and they did, losing 47-13. again, doesn't take away from what was a fantastic season for Echuca's under-17s.
Well, over in the Murray Netball League now, and there was a lot riding on the line for both teams in the A-grade grand final. Tongaila, they were searching for their second A-grade premiership after being in 2 consecutive losing grand finals, and Moama, they were looking to cap off that brilliant season with their first ever A-grade premiership in the club's history, and it was Moama who got the win in the end. They pulled away in that final quarter to win by 10 goals eventually over Tongaila. Georgia Groves, she was absolutely outstanding, shot with perfection, showed incredible composure for an 18-year-old against a much more experienced opponent too in Alicia White, Tongaila's coach, and she was actually crucial to maintaining that lead, with Tongaila able to create a few turnovers in that middle third. And Ange Slattery, though, her defensive rebounds, they outshone all other players on the day, and she produced a really strong 4-quarter effort in that goalkeeper role, which is why she was given the medal for the best player in the final. There's a few wasted opportunities in the end there for Tongaila, which really let them down, but no doubt an impressive performance for Moama to cap off what's been an incredible year. There was a lot of emotion after the game, as we could see, and we actually spoke with a few of the girls, Steph, Watson and Georgia Groves, after, just to get their take on how it felt winning that first grand final.
Oh, it's amazing.
This morning we set goals at the start of the season. No one knew what each other's goals were, and we shared our goals at training on Thursday, and each of us had a win for the premiership. So, deep down we knew at the very start that's what we were aiming for, and we got there. So,
yeah, we all had so much confidence in each other. I think we all could do it.
Through hard work, and our teams just bonded so well, and we're just so determined. I've never played with such a more determined side.
Thanks, girls. It was great catching up with you after the game. Tongaila, though, they still managed to bag a premiership in the B grade, with the Blues coming away with a win over Finley. Paige Wade, she was incredible in that game, and she actually went on to play again in the A grade, as did 2 other girls. They'll be really happy with the result, but Finley just looked like they didn't really want it in the end, and Tongaila just kept pushing out that margin as they have done all year. In the 17 and under, Echuca United, they got over the top of Kingupna by 11 goals after a slow start where they were down in that first quarter. League best and fairest Jess Davidson, she was a real leader on the court, and that's what awarded her best player in the final. In the 15 and under side, the Eagles again capped off a perfect season to become the grand final winning team, undefeated all year. They won by 12 goals over Tongaila in the end. Defender Gemma Godfrey, she really shut down the league best and fairest Holly Reid, who plays an usually incredible game in goal attack, and she still did play a good game, but Gemma Godfrey was just able to cut off her drive at every stage. She was given best player in the final in the 15 and under. In the 13 and under, Tongaila, they showed why they've been the team to beat all year, getting over the top of Echuca United by 11 goals, and unfortunately the 12 and under side weren't as dominant over Deniliquin, losing in that grand final.
Well, that brings us to the end of the show and to the end of this season. Thank you very much to everyone for watching throughout the year.
And keep watching now to see all the photos from the grand final taken by our photographer, Luke Hemmer.